Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening. I'm not sure. It's kind of in the middle. And welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. I hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on the channel. We're going to do a full market update today. So far today has been great. I mean, Bitcoin was actually able to reclaim and hold that level at 124,000. That was the main level this morning that I said, you know, I was again this morning slightly bearish. My apologies. I've been expecting a pullback for a week right now. But I also told you that I'm bullish, right? And I will keep longing altcoins, and that's also what I've been doing since last week, right? So I mean, that I expect a pullback on Bitcoin doesn't mean that much. But I told you this morning, if we're able to reclaim 124,000 with volume, then we're fine. And that is what we've been able to do so far after the New York session. We actually reclaimed it with relatively low volume, which may be something to be worried about later on. At this point of time, I would not be too worried about it. I mean, the volume for a Monday is pretty good. I told you this morning as well that Monday historically, if you go back in time, is actually quite a tough day for crypto. So again, getting that volume is not a bad thing. So my bias on Bitcoin at this point of time technically has to be bullish. My bias on the markets is bullish as well. And I wanted to talk about in a moment about alt season and altcoins in general. I made a video on that in the weekend as well for those of you who potentially watched that. I will basically say the same thing, but I will be a little bit more bullish, to be fair. But we'll talk about that in a moment. But when I'm talking about Bitcoin right here, like unless we reclaim back below 124,000, the main target for now has to remain 129 and 131,000. That's just the next major psychological, but also a technical level that we can find. It's difficult to find technical levels in price discovery, but it's possible. And that's the next level if we're able to hold 124,000. So that's for Bitcoin specifically. Today we also had some fundamental news. There was actually a lot of news. Like I would argue it's too much to talk about in this video. I'm not certain if you're interested in that, but there was a lot of good news regarding stocks. So that's one of the reasons I think that equities opened higher and are still rallying right here. The volatility index also dropped down slightly, so that's good news. Gold is still rallying, which is pretty great. Dollar strength index is quite stable, which is also good. It's healthy, I'd argue. And the Russell 2000 is also quite strong. So these are risky stocks, right? So right now, when we're talking about Bitcoin, when we're talking about the fundamentals, you have to be bullish on that, right? I mean, I see no reason short term to be bearish. Some people, and I've heard an interview earlier today by a billionaire hedge fund manager, and he was saying, you know, everything is going parabolic. This reminds me of 1999. After that, obviously, we crashed. That is a possibility. Like 2026, having a crash going into the midterms is a possibility. But short term, I think you have to remain bullish here, and I think you have to keep longing altcoins if you find good setups. So talking about alt season, you know, what I said this weekend is that I was bullish on altcoins, right? If you take a look at something like this, right? So this is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is the total 3. I think this is an uptrend, and I think we had a lot of momentum and a good reaction after that momentum over the course of the last week. Same thing for others. Although here you can see, you know, altcoins are significantly weaker than Bitcoin. And that is also, if you take a look at the Bitcoin dominance has been rallying, but this does, you know, give me optimism, right? If you take a look at the last 2 times that the markets were bullish, I think we are in another one of those times right now, or at least at the start of that. Does that mean that we can still, that we are no longer going to get any pullbacks? No, pullbacks are healthy, pullbacks are normal. But this is a clear uptrend, and I think the fundamentals support more bullish momentum for altcoins. Do I think we're going to get into an alt season like we were in 2021? No. The total market cap is just a completely different beast, right? I mean, right now the total market cap is already at $325 billion. You know where it was at the start of 2021? At the start of 2021, it was right here at $50 billion. All right, so right now we're already trading at 6x the total market cap compared to the last time that an alt season started. So I don't think this is the start of an alt season. I am bullish on altcoins. Now, talking about some of those altcoins, first of all, XRP. XRP is just relatively stable right here, around $3, basically what I expected, as you can see right here. Ethereum is a little bit more interesting because we are actually seeing some early strength and a potential ETH BTC reclaim, right? And if ETH BTC So the relative strength of Ethereum against Bitcoin, if it's able to reclaim the uptrend right here, that's great news. All right, then we can actually potentially rally up higher, and we can see Ethereum back at, then we can see Ethereum going into 5,000 and higher. So I think there's a possibility of that. I would say it's a little bit early for me to call that right now. But talking about altcoins, I mean, one of the key areas I do think you have to look right now is Ethereum beta. We're actually seeing something like Arbitrum is quite strong, something like ENS is gaining momentum, something like Ethereum Classic, so that's ETC. When we're talking about altcoins, I think you have to watch those. I mean, ETH BTC, or Ethereum Classic, my apologies. It's also close to getting a beautiful reclaim right here. Lido DAO also showing momentum. That's definitely a category of altcoins I think you need to keep your eyes on. Bonk is very strong right now, as you can see. Ondo is gaining some momentum. Although Ondo, I have to say, it's a little bit tricky to trade that. What more do we have? I mean, when we're taking a look at volume right here, Aster has not been able to break out so far, so that is unfortunate, but that is the truth right now. And last but not least, I mean, I could talk about altcoins for a very long time right now, but last but not least, but Hedera is also gaining some momentum. So it's trying to reclaim this level right here around 23 cents. If we're able to do that, I think Hedera is a buy, although I would love to see some more volume. So those are my thoughts. And in general, I mean, if you're struggling finding altcoin setups, because it's quite busy times, consider joining the Signal group. All right, if you join the Signal group, you get profitable trades. I mean, we hit a good trade on Quant, for example. We hit a beautiful trade on Pengu that's still doing great. We had a beautiful trade on Convex Finance. So if you want to join a profitable Signal group, but also become a better trader yourself and join an amazing community, to be fair, check that out. Links will be down in the description, but that's up to you. All right, I will provide these daily free updates with calls in them as well. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching, everybody. Take care and bye.